Welcome back to the Psychic Soul Healer channel. If you're new to my channel, my name is Laura, and I'm going to do a general message for Leo. Know that energy is fluid, so roles could be reversed. Just interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Now, if you're also new to my channel, know that I like to go deep, meaning I don't like to just look at what's going on the surface with your relationship. I like to look at the shadows, look at the spiritual blocks, see how they play out as karmic themes within your experience so that you have an opportunity to heal and shapeshift. I pride myself on being a healer, and it's all about healing the effects of trauma. Trauma that's psychological and emotional, held in the body as stress, is what becomes our energy. It's what makes us a magnet of who and what comes into our life. So if we're going to be able to shape shift our reality, we have to first, become aware of what is blocking us. And then we need to actually implement and integrate the spiritual lesson. A lot of people say they do healing because they have the awareness, but they haven't, excuse me, they haven't implemented a different habit or a different doing something different. They continue to do the same thing. And so when we continue to do the same thing, we get the same results. So it's all about healing so you can quantum jump into the realities that you want to experience. You are your own alchemist. Alchemy is all about transmutation, transmuting spiritual blocks into spiritual gifts. See, where we hold on to a wound, it's where we feel that there's something wrong with us. It's where we have actually detached or disassociated from. And so there's a part of that we've rejected, that part of ourselves that we've rejected because we don't know what it is. Not all the time do we perceive it as bad. That's why I said we detach from that. And then what we detach from, we are pretty much saying that we reject it because we didn't really know what it is. And so not all the time are these behaviorisms, bad behaviorisms. Sometimes they're really good behaviorisms, but doing too much in certain environments is going to be bad. So if you're an overgiver, an overdoer, you wind up actually sabotaging your connection without even realizing it. See, psychological and emotional, it means that at one time you grew up in an environment that created that psychological imprint, and then the imprint created the behaviorism. And so that is what keeps you locked in a perception. Now, I don't know why I'm channeling that, but I always tend to start my readings off with a little channel, whatever spirit wants to focus on. Talk about what's going to show up in the reading. Why is it showing up in the reading? Um, like I said, I don't know why spirit tends to do it that way. It just does. Now, if you want to enter into winning a free shadow reading with me, you need to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and write the word that I choose from my Psychic Soul Healer Oracle deck. This deck comes with a downloadable workbook as well as a tangible workbook. It has over 100 different shadow exercises. It teaches you how to develop your psychic abilities or deepen your psychic abilities, whichever. I mean, we're all born psychic. It's just some of our abilities are more open than others, as well as some people's psychic abilities are more pronounced than others. Well, this oracle system also helps you to deepen your meditation and reflection practices, and you'll be able to find the link and all other important links in my description box below. So if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me, as I said, you need to be open to get a shadow reading and do those two things, and then write the word of the video. The word of the video always is how I like to start off my videos. Two, it's the energy. It's the energy. how we want to start off reading. And right away, I get a psychic hit, and that what I'm feeling that you're connected to someone that is having very intrusive thoughts. And so, an intrusive thought is just, I'm going about my day and I'm relaxed, and then I just have this annoying thought. And that thought stirs up a lot of emotion. So I'm feeling like you are in disconnect from a person that has very strong feelings for you. However, they have a big ego. They have a big ego. They need healing. And so when a person needs healing and they don't know that they need healing, they're coming from their ego self. And the ego part of self is the part of self that's the mask, it's a persona. So your person doesn't like to show feelings. They're not emotionally intelligent. I feel they are sensitive. They are highly sensitive. And it's something that you and this person are tapped into, and no one else has ever tapped into this energy before. So this is the person that's connected to you feels like you know things about them that no one knows because you can feel. And it's almost like it freaks them out. It freaks them out where they try to walk away and not and like put you kind of over to the side, meaning like I'm angry with you. I don't really know what I'm going to do with you because I do have feelings, but I kind of don't really want to fix this. And not even because of you, but because of just everything in my life, just where I am, everything in my life. And so they don't realize that this is a very spiritual connection, that you're a divine connection. You're supposed to actually be coming into this person's life now. So they're getting, and there's a reason why, not just to benefit them, but also to benefit you, Leo. But this person is having really intrusive thoughts where they're like I said, it's almost like creating a lot of anxiety because the more that they try not to think about you, the more that they're thinking about you. And then they begin to miss you, and then they're like, I want to cave, and then they're like, oh, I don't want to cave. So they're really battling with themselves because they're confused. And they're confused because where they are, where within their life, whatever is going on in their life, I just feel like there are changes. And then so we can actually even say that this person is going through a dark night of the soul right now. There's anything within this person's life that was not built on truth is crumbling. And what they see is everything is pretty much crumbling, but that feeling that they have with you still remains. And they don't really have that. They don't connect well with people. They don't show emotions. Now they feel like you can feel everything. They almost feel like when I tap into this person that they feel naked. Now, I don't know why I pulled out all of that information just from this card, but we're going to see what's going on within your situation. We're first going to look at the hidden truth because I don't know, intrusive thought. Obviously, you walked away from this person. This person acted like they didn't care. I wish I had treated you better. Well, that's why a person's like thoughts would be intrusive, right? Like that they can't handle it. I will wait for a sign from you. See, they still don't want to be emotional. They still like don't want to like surrender their ego because they don't know what they want. They will say that they do because there is a part of them that does, but there's the wounded parts of them that don't believe that they can really have love. And that no one can have love if you don't come from the truth. You know, we are all made up of love. That's our energy. We are the energy of the universe energy of love. And understand that's the energy of God. That's the energy of spirit. It's our connection to each other. It's felt as empathy. It's an energetic thing that we feel. It's a psychic thing, how we're all connected. And so this person has never experienced anything like this before, ever. But so they're really battling with themselves mainly because, again, they need to do healing. And so the intrusive thought is that, yeah, I should have treated you better. I see that you're really a person of quality. I listen to all these other losers is what I'm really feeling. I feel like the person listened to a lot of negative people, a lot of people that, like to gossip. Your person, I feel like, was hanging out in bars and in other places that just were not really of their caliber, just kind of escaping from life and connecting with the wrong types of people that were jealous of you, had judgment of you, claimed to be you. I want to feel that way again. Yeah, because you were real. And see, that's why God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, the divine, brings people into our life. Soulmates. We wouldn't look at the things that we need to heal within ourselves. We wouldn't look. We wouldn't look. So, okay, this person is there. Let's look and first see what they actually did. And then we're going to look at their wounds. We have to look at the wounds, and then we have to see again how those wounds can play out as the behaviorisms, and why did you attract a person like this? So you have to say, well, yeah, this person, like, why am I in a connection with someone that feels like is so conflicted about me? And why did I connect to someone that's so wounded? And Spirit says, light goes to light because you're wounded. You may not like that answer. You may say, well, I don't feel like I'm wounded. And the Spirit will say, well, if you, again, are connected to someone that can't give you love and you're trying to put a square peg in a circle hole, you actually are. And it's like, no, but I can see that person that, no, I have this feeling. Then why did you give me this person that? And it goes back to spiritual connections grow the soul. And it's not that there isn't unconditional love there. We're down here to learn what unconditional love is, and that we can't control it. We can't control who we fall in love with. We can't control over loving our family, even if our family isn't good to us. It's a bond. There's just certain people in our life that are soul people that we have that connection to. Blind spot. See, again, everything is like the blind spot are the wounds. The blind spot is I need reassurance. And so this person would almost need for you to overcompensate and or like yourself, lower your standards, meaning utilize more of your energy to prove how much you care about them in order for them to like feel good about themselves, first of all, because I don't believe that they know that they don't feel good about themselves. But when everything is crumbling around us and we haven't built our life on truth because we don't know who we are, then we don't feel good about ourselves. Like I said, we're going to live more from that ego state, from the persona. But we all come to a time in our life that the walls of that persona have to fall away. We're forced to. We have to be true to ourselves, because being true to ourselves, we can go with the flow of life. We're not afraid then to have deep, intimate connections because we're not codependent. This person made, again, a lot of wrong choices on really because of the people that they had in their life. They let other people in their life dictate them, and that's what's actually crumbling. I feel like this person always becomes who they think other people want them to be. Needs. So it's again, their emotional needs were never met, so they don't really know how to be emotional, but they're sensitive. So they, again, expect, and they'll give very little and think they're given so much. So this person's really out of balance because of their trauma. And so it comes out as if they're like childish. So I wanted to look at the wounds and see, so really like true, like how it would play out for you too, as if you were connected to this person. You were not seeing the fact that they were not like a healed person trying to make something work. The blind spot for you is I only want to see what I want this person to be. And that happens a lot of times with soulmate because there is this very deep connection of unconditional love, but it calls for a heart, it calls for a mind over heart decision when we know that a person isn't good for us. It's not about going to what's familiar and what we have been conditioned to love. It's what is actually there. And so again, your needs were not met because this person acts childish. It's all about them. If they're gonna take your energy from you one way or the other. So was this person like running around being cheating? No, but trying to scare you, ghosting you, not giving you time, not nurturing the connection, not caring, all because of their, unable to really give, to be open, to be vulnerable. And so they, again, did the mind over heart thing here. And so, which is where they're blocked. They're not supposed to always come from a logical, analytical mind, especially if they have trauma, because the logical, analytical mind is always going to come from the survival mind, and it's being safe. So we're not going to be vulnerable. So we're not going to be able to emotionally connect. So your person needs to learn to be. Now, where I feel like for you, Leo, it was all about the mind over heart, where it's like for something for you is I don't want to do the mind over heart because I didn't get my needs taken care of as a child, and I still need my needs. So I want to give to this person that I believe, and I want to believe so bad that they can because they have potential to make me happy. Where really what this person was showing you is that that they weren't able to do that. So I'm just going to pull three more and be like, okay, spirit addicted. And so I feel like what happened with you, Leo, is you were like, I had to like, because this person was constantly scaring me and scaring you with abandonment. Because I have one foot in, one foot out, and I don't really know what I want because I don't really know who I am because I base all my decisions on what other people say. I'm not really going with the flow of life. I'm living more from like what my emotional needs are, which is very childish. And so what happens is you're living with someone that doesn't show up for you. And when you're with a person that doesn't emotionally show up for you, you would be wanting to get advisory on it because you're like, I love this person, but everything that they do, they're treating me badly, because you know that they're treating you badly, but you're looking and you're searching for advice on why. And so what happens is you become spiritually addicted to like getting that serotonin, which is that feel good energy that really your relationship's supposed to be giving you. And when you're doing it to find out about your readings, it's almost like you're playing Russian roulette because you don't know what the information is going to be. And so that would affect you even more emotionally, make you want more more emotional stability, like you would feel even more of a lack, needing more decline. And again, and that's how it plays out. It's again, you start to like not have energy, you start to become depressed. When we are like completely relying on like information to like or other people to make us feel good because we continue to stay connected to something that doesn't feel good, we do begin to decline. But we don't see it because it doesn't happen all at once. And this is how we can stay locked into like a very low vibration, not because we have a low vibration, but because we're connected to someone that doesn't want to do what they need to do. They want everything on their terms. And that's why your person feels bad. That's why they are having intrusive thoughts, because they know what they did was wrong. And they're saying, my whole world collapsed. My whole world was phony baloney, but you were the really one true thing. And I really fucked that up. And it's like, I don't wanna fix it because I have wounds, but there's a part of them that does. And so again, here you are because you're a soulmate and this should have worked out. Like if this person was healthy and evolved is what I'm saying. If they were to step into the true their true potentiality, their real self, this would have worked out. And that's why it's spiritual for them, because it's nagging at them, because they like feel like something was supposed to happen, but their way was, I'm gonna like manipulate you and scare you to try and get you to do what I want you to do. And that didn't work out. However, did it take a toll on you? Yes. And just because this person might have not saw it, how did it play out? Well, it played out like you still needed to get advice. You were still wanting to be connected to this person. So, and when we're taking so much energy that way, it's again, there, if we become drained, we don't realize it, emotionally drained. It's how we begin to leak energy out of sync and making you feel as if that there was something wrong with you, when really that there's nothing wrong with you. This person doesn't want to be, they even admit it. They're like, I don't 100% know what I want. So would it be actually easier for you to show me a sign, for you to go out of your way for me, which is why you shouldn't, because that person is in this situation because they're being called to heal. You're just being used as the catalyst because they have feelings. Otherwise, we wouldn't move, we wouldn't do shit. But for you, it was also like, what did it teach you? It was like, well, it made me have anxiety to the point that I needed to get advisory all the time, or to talk about it with friends, or to try and figure out what this person was doing. It's again, and then it made me decline in other areas of my life because I can't put energy. I don't know if you can see that. I can't put energy into this person and 10 other things. And so then I always feel like I don't fit in. So we have this ask spirit, why did you attract a person like this into your life? Like what, because we have to, when it's like, well, what was the point? I hear that all the time when people like, what was the point? Well, it was to learn. And they're like, what did I learn? That I was deserving? There's actually no. I don't think that anyone's deserving, but there are people that grow up feeling unworthy of love. So there's, if your needs weren't met in childhood on some level, you have embodied the belief that you're unworthy. It's on a subconscious level that happened in childhood. The child self still holds on to that because that child self needs were not met. So you would attract a person that would actually feel also unworthy and in their way of to be even open to it. Okay, so that's number one. It's again wonder also to not put your energy into this type of connection because it's all about finding the wonder in you, finding the wonder within world. Obviously, if you grew up with childhood trauma where your needs were not met, you were too much in survival mode and too much needing support and not getting it, that now is the time to, instead of running back into a relationship that's in balance, to go out and invest in yourself and find out your talents, find out your likes, your dislikes, have a love affair with yourself, see exactly what you can do within your life. And again, learning that you're not misunderstood, that maybe you felt very different. Understand you grew up in an environment with people that were imbalanced. And a lot of times everyone's imbalanced a little bit, but when I'm saying really imbalanced, it's when you see financial instability, when you see um, physical like imbalance to the point that people can't take care of themselves, so that other people now have to take care of, well, then it becomes an imbalance. And so any situation that's imbalanced, we're not supposed to stay in forever. However, we are, again, morally supposed to stay connected. So I'm feeling as if, like, a lot of it's the habits and the behaviorisms that you adapted to in childhood that were, you know, they helped you to create support for yourself, but they were imbalanced. And so it made you not feel, like you said, makes you feel not understood because of these connections, these younger connections. And also the behaviorisms that were formed are in alignment with being misunderstood. So people that feel like they're misunderstood after time, they don't go out and connect to people. They don't go out and try things. They live too safe. And ships in the harbor are nice, but that's not what they're made for. They're made to go out into the world and explore and find what really is like gonna stir your soul up, what's gonna set you on fire. It's like that's where you find the wonder in you, the gifts that you have, the talents, as well as everything that is again gonna stir up passion inside of you. Instead of like walking around with this persona, right? That where people again perceive you to be misunderstood. And then you're attracting a person that always also feels misunderstood because of their trauma. Again, and it's all about getting back to source, right? Source is God, that energy of unconditional love. And so when we didn't feel supported in childhood, then again, what does that represent? Well, it's a disconnect to mother and father, which helps us um, feel safe, number one, safe within ourselves. And that's to be able to have our own unique unfoldment process of finding who we are. If we grew up in an environment that was imbalanced, which shows that we did here in this story, Leo, and whoever you're attached to, because you're a magnet of who and what comes into your life, well, not all soulmates are supposed to come into our life to change, to be together. What I see here is that you come into this person's life and they played a lot of games and those games backfired on them. But these are the reasons why they played those games. And I have to say, the reason why you connected to this person was because Spirit says, I need you to go out into the world. I need you to go out and really find who you are so that you can embody it, so that you can actually integrate and release that old stagnant energy where you feel different, that you feel like you're not deserving, that you have to hide out, that that's not what it is, that the support that you actually have is spirit. The spirit works through you through gut, intuition, and inner knowing, but it also works through the environment to bring the people, the situations, and the experiences that are going to grow your heart and your mind. So in this story, it was more about bringing you both closer to source within inside of you, within inside of them, because they, again, number one, used you as a marker. They had no recollection. They perceived you as being one way. They realized that you were another, and they wouldn't know what that was unless they hung out with a lot of people on a lower vibration. Who they hung out with on a lower vibration was more connected to the facade of who they are, but not the spirit part of who they are. That inner knowing connects, and that's why it's an intrusive thought, because that energy is God. That energy is unconditional love. They recognize that. You recognize that with inside of them. They've never experienced that before. everyone's usually surface and phony and everything's a good time and it's all phony baloney. And so again, your person feels more comfortable in that space and also feels naked, like you can see everything. But at the end of the day, what they're realizing is that they can't just shut this off. They don't have control. So inevitably, it's going to bring them to a place of healing. And for you, when you put your energy into like seeing the wonder of the world, you'll begin to live your bliss because your own unique unfoldment process happens. And that's where the divine and you co-create. But you have to go and be like childlike, to go out and explore, to see every single area without somebody that is a project that needed to shed who they are and do enough of their healing. So that's what I see this connection. So we ask Spirit one last note, which is, well, what can we do to make this situation a little bit easier? Because I feel like this is very similar reading to the readings that I've been doing lately, that, soulmates are coming back, but they're not working out, or soulmates are not coming back, but they're stuck in a place of regret. One person's stuck in a place of regret, and the other person is not in regret. They're not sad, but they're like, why did this happen to me? Like, why did I have this profound connection with someone that was like that? And Spirit says, because you needed to do healing and to know that it was more of a karmic relationship, that it would have wound up being a horrible karmic connection because this person would have drained all your energy from you. And so you passed that test, and it was to learn, put the energy into yourself. And courage, I am stronger than fear and bigger than doubt. I am light, I remain light. I trust in God and stand tall before the test of life. I grow and become wiser through every challenge. I am being of new life. So I feel like it's all about, this picture kind of reminds me of a phoenix. It reminds me of, like, again, that you're in a place of finding who you are. And so it's a root chakra thing. It's about being grounded, being strong within yourself, and where this is all about courage. And remember, if you didn't have the needs and the support growing up, you were too afraid, where Spirit's saying this is a co-creation process. And I want you to go out, explore, find yourself. Yes, it takes courage, but do what you need to do to help with courage, which is get a better connection to your physical body. Do breath work, recondition your nervous system to be able to go out and do that. And then have a love affair with yourself. Try different things. See what works for you so that you can, again, then become the energy of love by doing what you love, so you can attract who and what you're going to love instead of the same old tapes. Again, because this energy came in the form of this soulmate to teach you what you needed to heal and how you needed to go about, and to do it is to go out and to actually just have fun. And that might sound like a drag, like, oh, I just want to be in a relationship. And Spirit says, no, you don't. It's like the illusion is that you do, but then you'll be bored. You want to actually invest within yourself. Give yourself the love that you were supposed to get in childhood. Take care of your own needs. Don't look for somebody else to come in and give you this. They're not going to do it. You got to do it yourself. And that's through me. The Spirit says it's a co-creation process. The universe conspires to bring you everything that you need. You're supported. So it's about becoming strong within yourself. Spirit says you're weak, and that's why you attracted this. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. Leo, you let me know whether you resonated with this video by writing the word intrusive in your comment bar, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.